What up guys, my name is Kong and today I'm going to be talking about Tenet, directed by Christopher Nolan, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. But before that, this movie is very essentially, it's about, in brief, it's essentially about relating with time and relating to the future and the past, and that's what the story is kind of sort of revolve around. So what did I like about this movie? It have really good set pieces. The dialogue is really interesting. The actors and actresses are really good. What else did I like? The action sequences are really amazing, really unique to Tenet. The rewinding of the certain action or set piece is really interesting. I find it really captivating, really almost it's enjoyable. I liked it. It's a really different type of action, and I like that. It's like, whoa, okay, this is different. What else did I like? I like the ending. I thought the ending was really good. Talking about being an antagonist and not being the one that's being used. I like the sort of the twist in the movie. I'm not gonna tell you guys about it, but I like the twist in the movie. I thought that was interesting. So I thought that was great. What else did I like? I think that was the only thing I really think I like. I like some of the scores in here, not all of it, but most of it is just to kind of enhance the tension in the scene. So let me get into the con of the movie. I think the biggest thing for this movie is that one is too long. 2 hours and 30 minutes too long. Okay, I think it could have been maybe 30 minutes. I think they could have cut 30 minutes out of this movie. What else? The dialogue doesn't really explain or explore the world of the future. It doesn't really show anything that's really interesting. It just say, oh, it's just the bullets and stuff come from the future, but the bullets and the self are the same at the end, the one in the past, because the bullets came from the past. So it's kind of confusing. It's not confusing. It's the concept itself is very. It sounds and it look complicated to an average person, and I think that's the flaw of this movie, is that it's too complicated. It's too broad. The idea is too much of an idea, and it's not concrete enough for the average person to really understand and enjoy the cause and effect of the future in the past. You don't really see the cause or the effect in this movie, and that's the con. You don't see the consequences of the future in the past. So it's just, it's to me, in a sense, it really goes nowhere. Slightly you do see it in the movie, but you don't. You don't really see it. It feels like you're just in that one, feel like you're in a loop. Essentially, this is what this movie to me, to way I understand, it's like it's just the same. It just, I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys, but it's just not. It just wasn't well done. It wasn't well written. It doesn't, like I said earlier, it doesn't really explore the future or how the bullets are made. It's just, there's no technology that allow the two worlds to interact. There is one sequence, there is one technology that does that, but it doesn't really give you a sense of the backward universe, the backward world. So that's why I'm like, doesn't really intrigue me enough. I think the future or the past isn't as intriguing, or the future isn't as intriguing. That's the thing. It's too complicated. It's too drawn out. It doesn't. The world isn't interesting enough. The world isn't intricate enough. The world isn't full of technology or full of interesting character. So, and then the villain, I didn't feel like the villain is good. He just feels he's interesting in some way, but he's not as a threat to the main character, a threat to the society, a threat to the world. You don't really get to know that he's a threat to the very end, like 10, maybe 20 minutes before the end of the movie. So it's like you got the carrot dangling over your head, and you don't get the carrot. Okay, you don't get the carrot. You do, but you only get part of the carrot towards the end. So that's why this movie is such a drag. It drags the concept of time, the concept of the past and the future. It doesn't do something different. It doesn't show something different. It doesn't diverge from the norm. And you, despite knowing that it is a sci-fi movie, that it should do something different, but it doesn't. It just stay in one spot, and that's kind of the I guess the flaw of itself. So what else did I like? There is no way to really differentiate the people from the past and the future. It's very, very hard to tell. The only way you can really tell is the way they walk. They walk backwards. The movement is backward. So to me, it just doesn't seem interesting enough. You got to provide substance. You got to provide content. You got to provide just more than the action itself. If you want a great film, you have to tell the story here. And the story here is very, 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 very thin. Maybe I have to watch it a couple times to really understand the movie. Watch the extended, watch the commentary, and really understand what the director is thinking and how he plotted through, write the story, the scripts. But to me, as now, it's just a dragged out movie. It doesn't explore the world at all. It doesn't explore the characters. It doesn't give us interesting character at all. It's just these characters just happen to be there. You just happen to see them. You just happen to watch them go on the day. And I don't find the character interesting at all. It's just, to me, they're just plain vanilla. Just plain vanilla. They don't give any characters. They don't seem interesting enough for the world that they live in. It feels flat. It just feels generic. Well, the ending doesn't really quite great, but it doesn't sort of give the world not a great ending, but doesn't give the world a sense of entry, a sense of awe. You don't quite get that here. It's sort of, it ends on a note, but you don't know where it's going, or it doesn't quite have an end, and you don't know what it's trying to do or trying to say to you. It's almost as it's a mixed message. And that's what I'm trying to get that to, guys. So let's get to the rating. Enough of talking about the con of the movie. I like Christopher Nolan. I like the action. I like the sequences. I like the set pieces. And I like I admit I like the idea, but the execution, the exploration of the idea isn't well executed. They did not explore the concept of the time, the reversing, and then maybe the technology that's involved. They don't give you any of that other than the concept of this. That's it. And it's like, this is it right here. Maybe you could have just done that in an hour and a half and we would have been done. But yet you go on and do 2.5. So let's get back to point. What was the rating I give this movie? Guys, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I don't enjoy this movie. I just don't. It's like I said in my comment, no interesting character. It's too dragged out, too long. The world is not interesting. The characters are not interesting. The protagonist is not interesting. The antagonist is not interesting. The endings is not great. So what is there to like other than the action? So That's why I give it a 4. In my opinion, I would not recommend you watch Tenet. It just doesn't give you that. It doesn't give you the world of it doesn't give you a unique world. It doesn't give you unique characters. It doesn't give you a unique solution or issues in the movies at all. It just seemed to just dragged it out as long as it can, and that's to me, when I see a movie that seems to drag out, that's a sign that the movie is not great. They struggle with the scripts, they struggle with ideas, they struggle to make it a great movies. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 10. I would not recommend it. It's not a great movie. It's just not. It just doesn't provide any substance and content, any enjoyment. It doesn't even or a great storytelling or a great story. So 4 out of 10, guys. I say don't watch it on HBO Max. It just doesn't do it for me. So anyway, guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much and take care, guys. Bye bye.